Welcome to the Hollywood Raw Podcast. I am Dax Holt. That is Adam Glyn. What's up, bud?
Hey, dude, how are you?
I'm good. Can't complain. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I love doing these Raw rundowns so we can kind of get in, get out, get people informed, and give them the weekly entertainment news that they need to know about.
Yeah, and I like this week because it's kind of random. Of course, you're going to have a Kardashian story in there because it's just somehow they get their name in the news every week.
And Kanye, don't forget, we always have a Kanye fucking story. Like, it never fails. I don't understand. The guy consistently gets himself in the news.
Yeah, I don't know. Next you know, he's gonna go to the Queen Elizabeth funeral and figure out a way to be a part of it, and then he's just in the news again. It's somehow he's gonna be able to decorate the coffin. I don't know, but it's somehow he keeps his name in the news. But before we get to the top 10 stories of the week, we actually read your reviews live on the air, give you guys a shout out. That's the Best in Do Sports podcast. Leave a review, 5 stars, say a few kind words. We'll actually read your review live on air. Dax, do you have a review ready for us?
I got a bunch lined up in the hopper, so if I haven't read yours and it's been a recent one, don't fear. There's a lot to go through. So this one came from Cash1010. Love you guys. Love this cast. You guys make Hollywood gossip fun. You make Hollywood gossip and topics fun. Michelle in LA. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle in LA.
Great review. All right, this one comes from Caleb in Maryland. Calico Cat cycles to Hollywood. Bicycling a loop around the country with my cat, and you two are the soundtrack of our trip. That's
so cool.
Awesome.
That's pretty
cool.
Awesome. Congrats. That's a pretty cool trip. I wish I was with you, but that's pretty cool.
I love when people tell us that they're going through the archives because there's so many gems back in our archives that people don't even know about if they just joined us over the last couple months. Like they came in through Juicy Scoop or Dumois or whatever those other ones. Like you have no idea how many great interviews we have. Go listen to them. So thank you. What was the name again? Caleb in Maryland. Thank you, Caleb in Maryland. All right, one last one, super quick before we jump into this. Oh my God, this one's not a quick one. My Sanctuary, 5 stars. I found you guys through Dumois, and I'm so happy I came here. It's refreshing not to hear Taylor Swift be mentioned in every episode like the other podcasts. I love that you guys are actually part of that world and have plenty of stories to back it up. Love you guys. Please keep it up. And it looks like a Ms. 15.
Nice. Thank you, Ms. 50. Yeah, we're not just two talking heads giving you a perspective from Minneapolis. We are actually in the game.
What do you have against Minneapolis? I love me some Minneapolis. You watch your mouth right there, sir.
Listen, I love Prince. I love the Vikings. I love everything about Minnesota. However, it's like we're actually in the game, and I think you don't need another opinion. We're giving you a first-hand perspective and have usually some sort of take on the story coming from an internal source, because I trust my sources. Actually, you know who I was with last night?
Who?
Ray Romano.
Oh.
So super nice guy, by the way. And I talked to him on the street and I filmed him. And at the end, we're gonna get into our top 10 stories. But at the end, after I was done filming him, he goes, "I'm surprised you didn't ask me about Adam Levine." And I was like, I know. I was like, "You want me to ask you about Adam Levine?" He's like, No. But he was surprised. He was like, "Hey, is anybody surprised about this dude? I mean, he's a rock star."
We'll get into Adam Levine very shortly. Have no fear.
Yes, exactly. So let's start with that.
Ray Romano was one of my best interviews that I've ever had too. He was
really?
just a great guy. He knows how to give a good interview.
Just a good person, nice guy, doesn't flinch, and you just say it's genuine. Like he's just a happy, good guy. Excited for his of what he's got coming on. He's got this movie he said he's in New York filming. But let's get to our top 10 stories of the week. Dax, what's number 10?
Number 10, Sony Pictures announcing a new Karate Kid movie. They also announced they have no business doing this. No, I'm just kidding. Why? Why do we need another Karate Kid movie, Adam? I ask you. This is not going to be kind of like rehashing Cobra Kai, the new Netflix show. It's not going to be any of those casts. I don't know why we need a new Karate Kid. I don't know why there's no more creativity in Hollywood. I feel like all that happens is let's go back and redo a movie or, make a follow-up movie to something that's already out there. I'm like, where's the creativity? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's. I think they're just going for the easy buck. They know they're going to get that return audience. They know they're going to get that fan base because people are curious of of the movie. So they know they're going to get a return on the movie. With that said, I feel like they did try recreating the Karate Kid when they did the one with Jaden Smith. Like his version of the Karate Kid was pretty much like a remake of the original. It was like a more modern version of the Karate Kid. Now you're going to make another
one
reboot. Like this is the third one of the same
they're
film.
billing it as a return of the original Karate Kid franchise. So I think that they are saying this will not be like the Jaden Smith reboot, but this will be kind of like the original one, which again,
it doesn't make sense. That's smart. That's bullshit. I mean, come on. Let's be real. It's still the Karate Kid. I don't know how you could change it around. I don't know if you just put, a Drake soundtrack to it and make it cool again. It's just that. Oh no, it's Karate Kid, but the soundtrack is with Jada Kiss. No, it's still the Karate Kid. But I think again, coming from a business side, they know they're going to get their money back. So it's a worthy investment.
It's true. People like nostalgia shit. I mean, I fall into that myself. As much as I like to crap on people not having creativity, I go and they've got another John Wick coming. I'm like, yep, sign me up. They've got another Constantine. Sign me up. Maybe I just like Keanu Reeves movies. But that being said, all right, moving on.
All right, number 9.
Number 9, Blake Lively slamming the paparazzi and sharing a bunch of pregnancy pics because she is tired of the 11 guys waiting outside of her home. So she went onto Instagram and, this comes days after she walked the red carpet and announced that she was pregnant, which is hilarious because we said, all right, well, you just announced you're pregnant. You're now going to invoke the powers of the paparazzi because they're all going to want to get pictures of you with your baby bump. Like, this is what happens. You announce it. Everyone's interested. Everyone wants to see your baby bump. And so there's, of course, going to be photographers there. So she went onto Instagram to address the pregnancy in her own terms and, slam the photographers who are outside. She said... Here are some photos of me pregnant in real life, so the 11 guys waiting outside my home for a sighting will leave me alone. She went on to say, you freak me out and my kids. She also took the opportunity to thank her fans for continuing to unfollow accounts and publications who share photos of her children, and you have the power against them, which is interesting because I feel that most of the camera guys, and tell me if I'm wrong, Adam, you know this better than me, but most of photographers in New York know not to take photos of their children, no?
Yes. In New York, they know not to take photos with kids. And it's actually, they'll even say it's a waste of my time. It's not even worth the edit because of the children. And what was going on previously before Blake was pregnant is Ryan and Blake would walk to school to pick up their kids. You'd shoot them on the way to school, but once they got to school, you'd leave them alone because it's just not worth it. Now, Blake is pregnant. It's a hot photo. She posted a photo on Instagram just to beat the photo. So basically, websites, outlets, news outlets would take the Instagram photo and use that as a photo, not the paparazzi photo. Is that going to help? Maybe, but it's still going to happen. Photographers, people are still going to want to see her style. They're still going to see her fashion. They want to see her baby growing. They want to see the bump. But again, there's not too many outlets that will use any photos with children. It just doesn't.
I was going to say that has become a very normal thing that most outlets either blur kids out, don't use the photos. I mean, even, TMZ, where much like a lot of people would hate on them, they even got to a point where they're like, no. Like, if celebs don't want their kids, like, we want to respect that. So, I feel that saying that, she's just looking for some sympathy when I'm like, it's hard for me to give Blake Lively that sympathy when I know that the photographers are not trying to get photos of her kids. They're not trying to freak out her kids. To me, it just seemed like I'm going to put this up, feel bad for me. But I'm like, dude, they're not even going. You just said you're pregnant. The world wants to see your baby. Like, you put it out there. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think this is it's a sympathy post, and I'm sure she's going to get some of the sympathy because people just don't know what really goes on behind it.
I'm telling you, if she would have walked out and there would have been no photographers after she announced her pregnancy, that I think would have been a bigger shock for her.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, for sure. All right, number 8.
All right, number 8 is, opening it up, Armie Hammer's ex Elizabeth Chambers breaking her silence, explaining why she didn't appear in the documentary. Well, I mean, I could have told you why she didn't appear in that documentary.
Yeah.
Why would you want to if you were married to Army? But here's the thing. So she basically sat down and told E! News, all that mattered and does matter is the kids and our family, and this was not something that was going to be in line with my goals for them. She said, I did not plan on seeing it, but I watched it with my support system around me. It was obviously heartbreaking on so many levels and very painful, but at the same time, it exists. And this docuseries is intense. It's called House of Hammer. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It basically chronicles the very deeply troubling accusations leveled against not only Army, but also the Hammer dynasty and all the shit that the men in this family have kind of been accused of doing over the years. So very, very crazy documentary. But I get why she would not be in it. That kind of seems like a no-brainer to me.
Do you think she even had to break her silence? Do you think she had to address it? She's not like in the news. Like she's not. I don't think she even needs to speak on about this. I think what she did, she opened a can of worms.
I think the story for me was not why wasn't she in it, but did you watch it? That to me, I think was the bigger headline: is did you watch this docuseries unfold about the man that you were married to and your former in-laws? That, I think, was the story. And for her to say, yeah, I did watch it, I think was the headline for me.
And I thought the quote when she said, it's not appropriate for my kids to see the documentary at this time. So, I mean, eventually she wants her kids to see this documentary.
I wouldn't even let my kids watch this documentary, and that's not my kid's father. You know what I'm saying? Like my kids don't have any relationship to this guy, and I still wouldn't want them to watch. So that seemed like a weird statement at the same time.
Yeah, I don't even know why she spoke. I would have just stayed quiet and just there's no reason to speak. There's no reason to speak. Just stay quiet and just don't even address it. That's what your publicist or whoever. I don't know what you're thinking. It was stupid. All right, what's number 7?
Number 7 is Brad Pitt launching a genderless skincare line. So the dude
finally. Finally, I've been looking for
I have
genderless.
Been dying to get my hands on some face cream by Brad Pitt.
Dude,
but
his face does look good.
His face does look good.
His hair too, dude. Come on.
It's called Le Domaine. All right, and so he co-founded this. It's he's doing the wine thing, and now he's getting into skincare. But according to the company's website, Brad Pitt, he said to Vogue, I don't want to be running from aging, which I get. Everyone gets old. It's going to happen. It's a concept we can't escape, and I would like to see our culture embracing it a bit more, talking about it in those terms. He said that the idea of anti-aging is ridiculous, and it's a fairy tale, and what is real is treating your skin in a healthy manner. And so the bottles are actually kind of cool. I think they did a really good job of making these bottles that would appeal to men and women, because that is, I feel like, a very hard thing to do, where a dude's going to pick this up and be like, okay, I don't feel like I'm putting on some like girly skin cream, but at the same time, a woman picking it up and being like, this is a fancy face cream. You know what I'm saying? And so they got like a wood bamboo and gold on top and then a brown bottle. But here's the thing. You lost me at the price. The products range from $80 to $385. Fuck no. I am not putting face cream on my face and smearing $385 across my face.
At the end of the day, you can't fight. You're going to get older. You're going to age. And no matter what cream you do, it's not the potent, it's not the mystery solution. Mm-hmm. I really, if Brad Pitt, I just want to be honest I want him to be honest with his audience. I want the Brad Pitt, The Rock, these guys to be, tell me exactly what you're doing. Are you doing steroids? Are you getting stem cell? How does your hair not change color? Do you actually change the color of your hair? Have you gotten Botox or filler? How do you look so good? That's what I want to know. Don't lie to me and say this is the cream I use.
Yeah,
no, tell me the exact
smear this
recipe
on my face and then go inject your face.
Yeah. Give me the exact recipe, and I won't judge you for it. And I think that's what I would want in my male actors, because female actors, they do it. They talk about some of the products they use as far as the regimen. But male actors, nobody will really speak about what they've done.
It's because there's a level of embarrassment. Like, Harry Styles put out, nail polish and lip and eye serums. Like, I think that's cool. I like that Harry kind of like embraces this, gender bending stuff. Like, I like that. Alex Rodriguez, did you know that he put out a Blurstick Concealer?
Yeah.
I didn't even know about this. So I thought that was really interesting. There's a couple other beauty lines that are out there, but by all means, let's just talk about it. That's the problem. It's not that aging is the problem. It's if you've actually found ways to do it, tell us about it.
Exactly. Like, I had back issues. My back was starting to curve. So what did I do? I got a penis decreasement. I wasn't afraid of the surgery. I'm open about it. Guys, be open about your injuries. Be open about your problems in life. If you want to look better, it's totally fine. All right, Dax, what's the number 6 story of the week?
Kanye West apologizing to Kim Kardashian for, quote unquote, any stress I have caused. Oh, Kanye, settle down, bro. You've caused a lot of stress to the Kardashian family. Have no fear. So he sat down with ABC News, and it was a whole interview with Good Morning America on Thursday. He's talking all about Kim and the divorce. He says that this is the mother of my child, and I apologize for any stress that I have caused, even in my frustration, because God calls me to be stronger. But also, ain't nobody else needs to be causing no stress either. And then went on to say, I need this person to be the least stressed and to be the best sound of mind and as calm as possible to be able to raise those children. And then he got all into, his issues with Adidas and his issues with, I guess he wants his children to go to the Donda Academy. Donda, right? Donda Academy. But it sounds like Kim doesn't want them to. So he's saying, I have to fight to have my kids go to Donda. I have to fight for it. And then there was only one other thing that I kind of thought was funny. And if I can find the quote before... He basically said, like, I have to fight about what my kids are wearing. And I just thought that was funny. I'm like, not about other important topics, but like what your children are wearing. It just made me giggle a little bit.
Yeah, Kanye has gone through a lot of publicists over the last decade. He's constantly going through different teams. Now he's currently working with the same representative as 50 Cent, this person used to also work with DJ Pauly D. So it's interesting to see what he's been doing. Even in the past 2 weeks when he did Good Morning America, he did Fox News. I'm curious to see what he does PR-wise with a new person kind of taking the reins.
He needs the help. All the help he can get.
All right, number 5.
Holy shit, we're only on number 5?
Yeah, I know. It's a fun
God.
week. It's definitely...
How are we taking so long to get through this stuff? All right, number 5, Olivia Wilde addressing Shia LaBeouf, Florence Pugh, and Harry Styles and the Chris Pine Spitgate. I mean, she talked about it all. She went on The Late Show this week to talk to Stephen Colbert about all the various rumors surrounding her new movie. She basically said, there was this whole story that Shia said that he quit the movie. She said he was fired from the movie. She answered that information, or she clarified whether or not he was fired or quit. She said that basically it was a mutual separation, and that's why both of them kind of are on other sides of the fence. She said that there was an issue between him and Florence, and at the end of the day, she chose Florence over him, but that it seemed like it was a natural separation for both of them, that they both didn't want to be in this, so that's why she thinks that that's why they all have different opinions. In regards to Harry Styles and Chris Pine, she has reiterated what everyone else has, that there was no spit, that was just a rumor, and to move on with your life.
I actually saw this interview. I thought it was really good because I thought Stephen Colbert did a great job because they kind of laid it all out there, and they didn't dance around it. They were like, all right, let's be specific into everything that's going on. And you hope she's telling the truth. At the end of the day, the real winner is this movie, because I don't even know what this movie's about, but I'm so curious to see this movie. Am I right? I have no idea what this movie. I just want to see this movie.
I
don't know how you draw up this type of marketing and PR for it, because it's so wild.
Someone would, like, the best publicist in town couldn't have come up with it. You know who could have come up with this? The Kardashians. They're the only ones that I feel like could have come up with this storyline and knowing that it would have caused all this drama and excitement and everyone would be talking about it to the point where I want to see this damn movie, and I would have never wanted to see it before all this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's I want to see this movie so bad, and I have no idea what's even. I don't even see the trailer. I have no idea what it's about. I just want to see if we could see the tension in the movie, or see the chemistry between Harry and Olivia, kind of in this movie. So
anything.
All right, number 4.
Number 4, Jeff Garland revealing he is living with bipolar disorder and quote unquote doing the best that he can. So he revealed for the first time that he's living with bipolar disorder. You know, he's 60 years old. He's a comedian. He opened up about this on Instagram. He said, bipolar is a motherfucker. Sometimes it's just too much to deal with. I'm doing the best I can, and this is the first time I've opened up about this. This is a tough one, man. I mean, you really, you know, like you say, you have ups and downs in life, and that's 100% the case with bipolar. I mean, one moment you're doing good, next you have a manic episode, then followed by depressive stages. I mean, this is a real bitch, and I feel really bad that he is now having to go through this. I mean, he's obviously one of probably millions out there that have to deal with this, but I like that he is being honest and candid about it, because there's so many people that aren't in the public eye, and I think would appreciate knowing that there's even famous people that deal with this kind of stuff.
So let me ask you this, Dax. He was basically let go of of being on the show, the Goldberg show.
Yeah.
You know, and he put out this message hours before of the season 10 premiere, and which he was basically killed off the show. Is this?
Well, that's because he was accused of kind of like funny business behind the scenes, though, right?
So, do you think this news comes after just to kind of save his career or save his name? It's just sort of. I
mean, I don't think the timing is unplanned. How about that? You know, obviously the show is about hours away from premiering when this story broke, but maybe it is. Maybe it's like, hey, I'm not as bad as everyone's making me out to be. I have a serious problem.
Very calculated. Number 3, Dex.
Number 3, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Their new show just keeps getting all the headlines. Khloe Kardashian got to meet her newborn son, the son that she had with Tristan Thompson via surrogate. Kim actually got to be, so they kind of like go through the whole thing on the show. Kim is actually invited into the hospital room, not Tristan, and Khloe addresses everything, kind of just saying how bad she was hurt by finding out this news that Tristan was having a baby with another woman at the same time the surrogate was pregnant with her baby. I mean, this is such a fucked up situation. That's all I can say. Like, Tristan is such a piece of shit.
It's terrible, dude.
It's just a terrible guy. But at the end of the day, she let him into the hospital room because he wanted to be there. And so you see him sitting there on the hospital bed, meeting the baby. I just, like, how did she fall for this so many times with him? I don't understand it. Like, I feel like I have so much respect for Khloe, and then you lose so much when you see her just even giving him the time of day.
Yeah, Tristan just sucks. I have nothing else to say. Is that this guy just sucks. I don't even know if he's like an okay basketball player. And I follow sports. I'm like, somehow this guy, if I was an NBA team, I'd be like, he's not even worth the hassle. Like, there's got to be another guy who could just play the same sort of way for him. He's just
too much
bad
drama,
energy,
dude.
Bad vibe,
bad
dude.
energy. Yeah, right. Like if you're cheating on the woman that you supposedly love over and over and over again, like, I don't even need your morals here. Like, get out of here. You suck.
He sucks. Number 2, Dax. This story's wild.
Johnny Depp is dating one of his lawyers, and not the lawyer you think it is. So this is one of the lawyers from his UK libel trial. Her name is Joelle Rich. Apparently, the Sun broke this news, but the chemistry is off the charts, according to an insider to Us Weekly. It's serious between them. This is the real deal. So Rich was one of the lawyers who worked on the Depp case against the UK newspaper after he sued the outlet for libel back in 2018, but she was not a part of the legal team who represented him for his defamation trial against Amber Heard this year. And if you remember, there was a lot of speculation he was dating one of his lawyers, which she came out and she was like, I am absolutely not dating him. him. Like, this is ridiculous. However, this lawyer, Joelle, she was there in Virginia to support him during it. We just didn't know that that was the case at the time. They were discreetly meeting up in hotels during the early stages of romance, and now I think they're being a little bit more public because all of that is behind them. And by the way, I guess she was married when they met. She is now going through a divorce. I do not know if Johnny is a cause of the divorce or they were already headed down and she happened to meet him at the same time her marriage was ending.
Wild. It's wild that Johnny... It's wild that he's dating one of his lawyers. I mean, it's interesting. It's fun. But it's not really.
I think he wants a sane person in his life. That's what I think it comes down to. He's like, I just want a sane chick.
Yeah, I think he's also like sort of like this was kind of cool. Like someone who's just intelligent, has their shit together. I think he's probably kind of interested in that. Again, but I don't know him personally. But I did not see this happening. But now they're pretty much out there, and it's pretty exciting to see. All right, Dax.
It reminds me a little bit of Amal and George Clooney. Like she has a very similar look to Amal, and just like smart woman. I think that's super attractive to some of these guys who probably get so many young weird ladies throwing themselves at him. He's like, no, I want the smart one.
It's wild. All right, Dax, the number one story of the week. I think you guys could understand what the number one story of the week is.
We're going to get to number one, but can I add in 1.5 before we get to one?
Okay.
Did you see Cara Delevingne this week? Did you see all the videos
video
of Cara? Oh my God. I mean, it's like, so obviously her substance abuse issues have come to light over the last couple weeks. But this video of her getting kicked off of Jay-Z's plane and the video of her walking around is so heartbreaking. It's her like literally in a manic state of like twitching and walking around. And this video really scares me.
Yeah, it's I saw her at a party in the beginning part of the summer, and she was just out there. Like, it wasn't even like out there for Cara Delevingne. It was like, who is this girl? If you didn't know who she was, I mean, she was. We don't know what's going on, but there's something.
Well, there's
definitely
a lot
off.
of stories saying that her family and friends are rallying to do some kind of intervention, and the photos of Margot Robbie leaving her house in like tears. I think if you walk in and you see your friend in this state of mind, I think it would drive anyone to tears. You know what I'm saying? Like you're watching your friend's life crumble in front of you and you're like, how do I help this person? They're out of control. They're not worrying about their own safety. And when you watch this video of her walking around in like a parking lot, there is some kind of like bodyguard or driver watching her. So that made me feel a little better that she wasn't going to like run out in front of cars or something. But she is not doing well. And I hope to God they can get her to get some help into rehab or something.
All right, Dax, the number one story of the week. What is it?
All right, number one. Oh, God, we all know this, but Adam Levine getting accused of cheating. Well, I guess it would be virtually cheating on his wife, sending a bunch of flirty texts. Got all wrapped up in a scandal this week after a woman got on TikTok and basically said that she had a year-long relationship with him. And it sounds like it was all just a digital relationship, that they never actually hooked up, but that he did cross the line. So he admitted on Tuesday that he did, quote unquote, cross the line with an Instagram model, but denied cheating on his pregnant wife with two other women who also had claims that he sent them frisky DMs, and that he was very flirtatious with them. So his quote, he said, "I use poor judgment in speaking with anyone other than my wife in any kind of flirtatious manner. I did not have an affair with them. Nevertheless, I crossed the line during a regrettable period in my life. I'm certain in certain instances it became inappropriate." The biggest, most inappropriate part for me was, keep in mind, his wife is pregnant. He then DM'd this Instagram model. Her name is Sumner Stroh, I think is how you say her name, and said, "Are you ready for this? Okay, serious question. I'm having another baby, and it's a boy. I really want to name it Sumner. Are you okay with that? Dead serious." So he's legit gonna name his child, or wanted to name his child his like fling online. That's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is just a wild story because all these other people keep coming forward, and I'm sure there's other people, but you wonder how many other kind of bullshitting or. But it's a weird thing, and Adam really hasn't spoken about it since his social media post. We'll just see how he handles it. I mean, I know he's still touring, he's still performing, but
dude, pregnancy it's a rough time for a woman. All the hormones, and then you throw this on top of it. Poor. That sucks for his wife, man.
Yes, but guys, that's our top 10 stories of the week. We're going to wait to see because I'm sure there's more stuff going to come out with this Adam Levine story. Thank you guys for listening. Check out our podcast on Instagram, Hollywood Raw Pod, P-O-D. We're on TikTok, Facebook, which shout out to our private Facebook group. It's awesome. You guys are really cool, and I love talking to you guys and your questions.
I've been accepting a lot of people in. It's been like getting flooded with people. So yeah, if you want to be part of our private Facebook group, just find Off the Record. Answer a couple questions that it has up there for you, and I love seeing your guys' answers. I really do read through all of your answers on there, so thank you for taking the time. Thank you for leaving the reviews. We appreciate all you guys do for us, all the support you give us, and you can follow Adam at Adam Glyn. You can follow me at Dax Holt, and we will see you guys next week. Later! See ya!
Guys, hope you liked that video. We got a lot more where that came from.
Hit that bell, like, subscribe, share with a friend. The best thing you do to support us is really doing that, and we really need the money because we need hair gel.